So regarding how you ended in the last video, I have the question, how does one apply what they know or have learned to their being?
It is important to understand what knowledge is and what being is. Knowledge is like clothes that you put on, that you wear. Your being is what you are. When I put on this dress slacks and this dress shirt, that doesn't become a part of my being. It's just something that my being wears. The same it is with knowledge. Now, the question is, how do we apply what we have learned or what we know to our being? Not all knowledge has the capacity to be applied to your being. This is because some knowledge has nothing to do with the inner life of man. But there is a knowledge that you can learn, that you can know, that can be immediately applied to your being. And this is what has been spoken of even before the days of Socrates, and has been called self-knowledge. Now, self-knowledge is a totally different order of knowledge than the knowledge that we learn at the schools and educational systems of this world. Self-knowledge is a knowledge of your own being. Question, Mr. Wood. A man may have all the knowledge in the world, but he still may be neurotic. He still may be a pathological liar. Why is that so?
Why is that so, you ask? A man is and will remain pathological, neurological, megalomaniacal, diabolical, as long as he or she does not begin to observe. Simply observe and record without judging the content of your consciousness and your thoughts, and begin to question your thoughts.
Mr. Wood, so by awareness of these contents of our consciousness, of the nature of our thoughts and things of that nature, does that awareness alone, can that change my psychological condition of being a neurotic megalomaniac?
Megalomaniac. No. But this is part of what I was talking about regarding the light of awareness. This is how you bring things to the surface so that you can begin to eradicate these traits, these attributes and qualities of your psyche, your emotional life that you want to resolve, that you want to transform, if you will. As you were talking about being earlier, the first thing that came to my mind was a moody person. Someone who is very moody, someone who is turned off or on easily, agitated easily, happy or sad easily with the drop of a dime, with the change in the direction of the wind. Whimsical, so to speak. How does one deal with that reality in his or herself?
In order to change anything in ourselves, we have to first be aware of it. And as you mentioned, the light of awareness alone will cause things to begin to rise to the surface. For example, we talk about in the work self-knowledge. Well, self-knowledge is not obtainable without self-study. Self-study is not obtainable if we do not self-observe. In order to know ourselves, we must study ourselves. In order to know our being, we must be aware of our being. We must be aware of what we are. Not so much who you are, but what you are. What kind of person you are. Not how we imagine ourselves to be, but as we really and truly are. And when we do this, sometimes we begin to observe things in ourselves that we do not like. And once we observe those things in ourselves we do not like, we must go to some professional, some source, some guide that will instruct us on how to properly remove that undesirable element or trait that exists within our mind, or a part of our being, excuse me. The means by which we eradicate the undesirable elements that we see within ourselves is simply put: 1, observe yourself. 2, begin working against that trait or that feature. For example, if you know that you are a liar, every time that you catch yourself lying, make an effort to acknowledge it. And when you find yourself about to lie again the next time, make the effort to cease lying in the middle. Or let's say you're a person that's moody and your mood changes with the wind, as they say. When you first start this, you can only see it a little bit, but then you see it more and more. And now that you see it, you're like, well, what can I do about it? Well, you can stop it. It takes effort. The key to self-transformation is effort.
This is Desmond Wood signing off. Mind Elevation Nation. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And look forward to our next episode. Peace.